But we'll see what both teams have cooking in the kitchen at this point.
Yeah, I mean, last 2 picks, see where it needs to go. But I do like the Benedetta. Like, I feel like it adds a lot. It's going to run at you, and it makes it even more difficult for Novaria and Carry to get away. And Bleed know that, you know, any sort of hero that kind of chases after them with the Yuzhong Ban and the Black Dragon, the Paquito, like, both of those are like, hey, we need to protect our backline. So any sort of potential heroes that can kind of jump them is going to be a problem.
Xborg once again picks up for Bear, most likely. Yes, he could be flexed into the jungle, and but I doubt we'll see JH playing the Xborg. JH loves the Fredrin. It is his main hero. So it seems like Bear picking up the Xborg once again. 3rd game in a row, my man.
Yeah, it's one of the most contested ones. Who picks it up? To be honest, I felt like even decent on Bleed for the Xborg, so I think that's kind of why they kept it open. But you know, the Paquito and the Yuzhong probably bigger threats, so it makes more sense. And you had the potential of giving it up, and Asteris do pick it up, so it makes a lot of sense in this one.
Wow, I'm really liking how Asteris' lineup is shaping up right now with the Edith Earthshatter, with the Fredrin Energy Burst, I think, as well as the Last Sandy coming out from the Xborg. All 3 of them have a lot of big round crowd CCs. And we see the Benedetta being picked up for the side of Bleed, as well as the Carmilla in the jungle, most likely.
Okay. You have a little bit of sustainability, you have some damage, and you have mobility, right? And all of those things are good at this stage. Because the counter to Asteris' somewhat tankier lineup is just, you know, being really big and fat.
We saw the Carmilla being paired together with the Novara yesterday, which makes perfect sense, right? Paired up with the Star Shatter, Carmilla's ultimate is going to just connect all of Asteris together, and the damage is just going to spread massively in a team that wants to group up, but we see it, Guisan.
Wow, we haven't seen the Gusion in the longest time ever.
I'm speechless.
Wow. First time it's been picked, right? 0 bans, 0 picks, 0 bans.
Yeah, I believe we haven't seen a Gusion picked nor banned. And to add some extra spicing on top, Gusion is always played as a jungler in ranked games, but we are seeing Kiwi rocking the Gusion in the mid lane instead.
Almost in a must-win game, RL19, the coach of Asteris, whips out this pocket strat. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, but you see, the Gusion makes sense, right? Because you're lumping all your enemies together, that's where Gusion really peaks, right? Because if you use the incandescence, he pulls everything in together, all his knives come in, and you just bring tons of damage to the opposite team. But we're gonna see right now, going into game 3 of the lower bracket finals, it's gonna be Bleed once again versus Asteris. I am excited right now. My excitement is peaking, seeing Kiwi on the Gusion with the Petrify, by the way.
Oh yeah, it is a Petrify. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a fun game for us all. Understandably, they needed the burst damage coming in from Asteris' side, and they identified that it's probably gonna be a good idea for them to find a way to really deal with people on the backline, such as Seiji and as well as Jay. They do have Yon that qualifies kind of as a battery with Seiji. It's almost the same kind of thing, whereby they try to go for pick-off kind of strat, because as long as Yon is able to hit the heavy spin onto someone right to a wall, that's a good long 3 seconds lockdown.
I am completely speechless still at the Gusion pick coming up from Kiwi. Excited and nervous. I think for the side of Asteris, we see the Kiwi just exchanging a little bit of blows with Gear. By the way, Gear is not in the jungle. The Camilla is not in the jungle. Camilla is gone for Gear in the roaming position. So we are going to see Yon playing the Akai. There's so much going on this game, man. Yeah, so honestly speaking...
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Jay.
blown up Kiwi.
Got caught by FMM with a quick little onwards, and that is absolutely fine and dandy. In the meantime, we do have the turtle that's going to be popping out within 5 seconds, and Asteris is more or less ready to take up this fight, because Jay, going down like that, puts him at level 3 and missing out one entire wave.
That's going to be huge coming in for the turtle fight. Oh, it looks like Jay manages to sneak in that last wave, but he does not hit that level 4. You know, he just
barely.
hit level 4. Barely hit the level 4. So he's going to be able to use the Echo to kind of spot out where everyone is. I hope the Observer brings it back to the turtle fight because it is 100% happening right now.
Oh, immediately with the heavy spin, Sagitnu gets himself the turtle here. And amazingly, Bleed has now gotten themselves with the first neutral objective. Asteris, though, with the first Gusion in SG, this is, well, there's quite a lot of things that they gotta have to prove for themselves.
All right, why is Jan, he was not using his Retribution on the turtle, and he just playing with fire almost and letting Sagitnu, I mean, gets the steal, which is very fortunate for them, but that seems a little risky to me, no?
If you look at the cooldown timers, right, of both retries are actually used almost in tandem with each other, right? So I think when JH saw the Retribution so when Jan saw JH use the Retribution, they figured out might as well use it, leave it onto Sagitnu to secure it. Maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just, you know, the telepathy that went on between Jan and Sagitnu.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's very helpful for them, you know. But okay, let's talk a little bit more about this Chu Roger against the Seiji here. I feel like Chu needs to be a little bit more aggressive. As I say that, it looks like he kind of scurried off Seiji a bit, but who are you giving the advantage to? Chu versus Seiji?
Chu should be able to out aggro Seiji at this point and push him off the map, but it seems like Chu is playing for his team, trying to move around the map as the window of opportunity opens up as the minions kind of clash in together at the top lane. A little bit of emote action happening from Seiji at the top side, but pretty much stock standard game so far, as we've been seeing, I think, in the past 2 games.
Kiwi taking a lot of damage here. He's going to help out with his Fenrir onto JH. FMM is going to make an appearance just to ensure that he's, you know, everything is protected, nothing fishy is going on, and JH is happily able to farm. But now this is the turtle. This is the one that they really kind of need to start pushing for. Because again, the early game, very important for Asteris, because that's their playstyle.
I'm looking at Kiwi to see whether he can show up, right? I mean, now he's looking, he's joining the fight. He does get spotted out by the Astral Echoes. Turtle being stolen by JH.
There's a lot of people just going to be knocked out right now, and in the meantime, Praise's Wrath coming from JH. He did manage to clip on quite a bit of people. Yawn going down to the hands of FMM, losing out the Phylax. And such, it is going to be a single kill for the side of Asteris, while also taking the turtle for themselves.
600 gold lead thanks to that turtle fight happening in the bot side of the river. JH had something to say about the previous turtle. Manages to retrie it before before Bleed could.
Okay, so now FMM is going to recall back to safety. A nice turn of events for Asteris again. The early game champions, I would say. But, you know, okay, Kiwi here. I thought he was going to get gone on by here, so he doesn't be careful. We haven't seen too much. Yes, he's 1-0-1, and you know, he does have a slight, at least XP advantage against Jay. But you know, when do we see the Gusion kind of pop off? What does he need to get to that level?
He needs, I believe, if memory serves right, 3-item power spike followed by a team of them clumping together, probably being caused by an Earth Shatter from FNM or by the energy eruption from JH, and then from there do like a huge 2, 3, 4-man ultimate and manage to just burst the entire team down.
Okay, so at least the Genius 1 is already built up on the side of Gusion. It's still great that the Genius 1 has been built up, so at least when it comes down to squishier members on the side of Bleed, it's a lot simpler and easier for Gusion to actually take them down. But the main problem when it comes down to being a mid-lane mage, at least for Gusion, is the fact that he actually clears waves extremely slow. So there must always be a constant rotation coming from the side of Asteris to come in and help Kiwi to keep him around the map and keep him very, very active. If not, Kiwi would not be in most of the fights. In the meantime, the Curse of Blood is just going to be activated only onto JH, surprisingly, while now we also do have the Heavy Spin just going to be racked up. The Appraisal's Wrath just going to be connecting, and Baron successfully gets a kill. JH follows up through with getting a total kill, and in the meantime, Energy Eruption connecting down Gear holds him down onto the spot, granting them a total of 2 kills and a single turtle.
That was not a fight that went in the way of Bleed. Asteris still showing us that they are the early game kings. Almost 2k gold ahead at this point. Bleed losing the members one by one, pretty unfortunate. Yon got caught by the full brunt of the lost insanity once again by Bear. Seems like a repeating occurrence.
Yeah, but one thing that Asteris hasn't done is taken that net worth lead and turned it into some sort of objective. All 3 T1s are still standing. Yeah, you've gotten some turtles, which is great, but it's one of those things where you can further push, further choke them out once you take those objectives. As I say that, it looks like they've taken the bottom T1.
In the meantime, down in the bottom lane, Sagitnu stuck within of the second Tayfan's turret. He's gonna go straight down, and thus far, we're talking. Well, I'm talking about Sagitnu. I haven't really seen him going around the map at all. No presence as a Benedetta, unfortunately, and understandably so, right? We're looking at a Asteris that really requires them to move around a lot. In the meantime, hold on a second, as now we are looking at FMM just going to be granting himself out of Phylax, but unfortunately, Seiji takes himself that 1 kill. A quick little flicker coming in from the side of Bear with the last Insanity, allows them to pick off 2 as they continue on onto Sagitnu. He did manage to get himself a quick little dash away, but Kiwi! That's what we want coming in from Kiwi. That's what we want coming in from Gushin.
I love it. I love it. I love the pickoff there. The potential was on point. They were chasing them down. That's the Asteris play style, right? Now, how do they turn this into a bigger lead? JH is looking to, push the mid T1, but again, that's so important. Yeah, Seiji's down for the count, and he's back up right now, but this is the thing where, okay, you got to get something. You got to get more than just some kills at this point.
Yeah, kills, as we said earlier in the in between matches, don't really amount to anything unless you're able to do something with it, right? Asteris now has 2 turtles in their pocket, 2 turrets. Bleed has only 1 turtle in their pockets, but a Lord fight is about to break out. First Lord.
In the meantime, I believe that we do have Kiwi all the way down to the bottom lane wanting to get a kill down onto Sagitnu. It's not going to be all that easy, though. But back to the main battle that we're going to have to look out for, and that is going to be the Lord's Dance. Asteris is already posing themselves up in front of the Lord. The Lord's HP has managed to go back up to 100% already, as both of these teams have decided to reset that out all the way. Asteris, though, you're gonna have to take a bit of time and wait things out. Kiwi's HP is down to half HP.
Conceal on the backside.
It's easy for him to actually do anything for now. Sagitnu is just gonna be joining into the fray. FMM unfortunately completely blocked down and unable to do anything. Chu, however, did manage to get himself a killing spree while Seiji avenges onto Bear. Gets himself that 1 kill. Chu, I don't think they can continue on forward anymore. As such, Asteris will now take a bow and leave with a losing fight.
1-2 for the side of, in favor of Bleed. Gold lead has dropped slightly, 3k gold only in favor to the side of Asteris. I say only, but it's only 10 minutes in the game as well. So that's still pretty significant. But we have seen Bleed come back from worse, right? And oh wow, look at the damage being dealt by Kiwi, man. That's like 66% of Sagitnu's HP just gone with one rotation of skill combination.
It was decent. I mean, Asteris right there, probably not the best fight to take. I felt like it was very disjointed. There wasn't really any target prioritization. And the fact that JH wasn't the main initiator or the guy getting jumped on, that's the target that you want, because he's just so tanky, and then everybody else jumps on top of him.
Middle lane, Kiwi got himself caught by Bleed. And now Asteris, they are definitely not going to be looking forward to this upcoming fight, but now that the Lord is already lower than 10% or 50% HP, they really need to reset this. And if they are able to run away, it would be for the best.
I don't think Bleed is going to let them go that easily, though. Lord is at 33% HP, but with Gyrick dropping below 50%, I think both teams are finally going to leave.
Nice.
Be with the Lord.
A complete reset for Asteris is exactly what they want. In the meantime, Bleed shouldn't have let it reset. Without Kiwi around, it's actually gonna be so much better for them. And CG and J, they literally don't have to worry all that much.
Look at Sagino. Sagino manages to take down the tier 1 turret, but he's being matched by Kiwi right now. Sagino should be able to escape from the 1-to-1 head-on confrontation. But Roll is currently enhanced, guys. This is the first enhanced Lord.
First to start, but JH is going to eat a meteor right there, and Bear's still up in front. Nobody's really committing to this one. They're looking for the perfect potential start to this. Gear thought about going for it, but he's just going to more provide vision. Bear gets the speed burst. I don't think he's going to go for this. And again, the Lord Dance, it's a real thing, but with Saginu now making his way to the Lord, I think they will probably start something at some point.
Guys, take a look at how low JH is currently in terms of HP. He has to go and fight the orange buff right now to gain some HP because the meteors have just been hitting from Jay.
Yeah, where's the curse of blood? Where's the curse of blood? There we go. But unfortunately, he's just going to go straight down almost immediately. Saginu manages to get a kill down on the FMM with a 1-for-1 trade. But it's AG focuses on the Kiwi. But he tries to run away. The Lycan has managed to get himself away from the grasp of Bleed. And they now understand that Bleed is going to be a very tough contender to work with. And the Star Shadow almost connecting down to JH. Bleed found that opportunity. And now they will be moving on forward by destroying the first defense turret and the Lord.
Oh, Seiji, he's doing some damage. You gotta find him. I mean, we were mocking the fact that his range is somewhat short, but man, when you hit like a truck, it doesn't matter how far or how short your attack range is. It's enough. Seiji, his positioning has been on point. He's taken it over. And look at, yeah, Chu is 3-0-4, but if you're looking at that team fight, Chu is on the run.
I was just about to say, before this fight broke out, I was going to say that Seiji is 3-1-1, Chu was 3-0-4. Who is going to be actually more impactful in this fight? But it seems like the team fight painted the picture for me. Seiji showing off, like he's the #1 marksman coming into the playoffs, right? And this is the reason why. Even with the shorter range, he's still able to find his way, find his positioning in the correct spot so that he's able to output the most damage. And once again, the gold lead has swung over to the side of Bleed. Yeah, 2K gold ahead.
Oh man, this fight.
The bottom lane, inhibitor turret almost going down. Now the heavy speed coming from the side of Yon. He did manage to blast it onto Bear, but Bear did manage to run himself away. None of the members from the side of Asteris have managed to die just yet, but they did manage to drop down to an all-time low.
That was super close by FMM. Seiji was trying to blow him up. I mean, he's 5-1-1 for a reason, and I think that this is a guy where, again, if Asteris cannot find Seiji, like, they should really not be fighting. They need to ensure that they do this. And another thing that we've seen in team fights is that Kiwi is kind of getting caught out. He's like, once he dies, then Asteris have a hard time really fighting. Again, you want JH to kind of be that front liner, and then him coming in on the sides and things like that. But the team fights have not gone their way.
Yeah, for sure, but we can't count Asteris out just yet. There's still the potential for Kiwi to just blow up the entire team. And keep in mind, Gear is actually pretty squishy right now. Gear doesn't really have a lot of defensive items built up yet. All I can see is that he has the Dom Ice as well as the Immortality built up, but that's it. He has a cape as well, but honestly, he's not that tanky as of right now, and he is getting blown up. He is getting caught out, but Camilla needs to be in the middle of things, right? So honestly, Gear is a little bit caught in between a rock and a hard place, but thankfully Seiji is there to cover him up, and he's able to take on the kills that, Gear was not able to continue on.
Okay, Bear right now, again, with JH, those guys are the frontliners. Chu and FMM have been waiting in the bushes for somebody to come in, not the right target. Yon, he gets, to safety at this point, but Bear now getting gone on.
Bear got caught because everyone's just going to be hiding inside the zebras, but he's going to be okay. FMM is just going to be jumping over to the background, but unfortunately, Yon with the heavy spin pushes him all the way into Seiji. As now, Asteris losing their FMM, realizes that they no longer have that front line that they so desperately need.
That heavy spin was just a snap away. Yon ready with a quick button press and just throws FMM all the way into behind the mid turret. Oh man, that was immaculate timing coming out from Yon, but he does not have heavy spin for this Lord fight. Ultimate economy wise, Asteris has everything.
Has everything, but Kiwi, he's getting focused. He does dodge the final blow.
The Electro final blow.
But the Lord...
Petrify has already been used. That's not going to be good. but maybe Asteris is just going to be taking the opportunity to do something. The last insanity going to be popped. JH takes the Lord. Bear is going to be taken down throughout the midst of all of that. Yawn just going to be running himself right into the face of Asteris, but realizes that maybe they don't follow on through.
Honestly, that wasn't too bad, I think, for the side of Bleed. Yes, they gave up a Lord and one enhanced Lord, but right now they have full map advantage. Tier 3 turret broken down on the bot lane. Top lane, Tier 3 turret very, very, very low. And they still are very healthy in terms of turrets, right? They still have all their mid lane turrets. They've got this Tier 2 bot lane turret. But honestly, they should be able to deal with this Lord and just run away. Keep in mind, they have the carry, right? Carry can just shred through this Lord in an instant. Sagitnu.
Oh,
Maybe Shadow Blade swaps up and swaps by.
no.
He did manage to connect on the Sagitnu, but unfortunately, he did manage to get himself away from the grasp of the Kiwi. And now, with the heavy speed connecting on the FMM as well, Asteris loses too.
Oh, Sagitnu being that bait for the side of Blade, drawing Kiwi in. Kiwi thought he had enough damage, but he was a little bit lacking. 2, 3, and 5 right now on this Grecian. Grecian still questioning the pick. I mean, it makes sense on paper, but he's not able to execute it fully.
I wonder if it's just like not really comfortable with the hero because Bear.
Petrify.
Blow Blast and Petrify just going to be connecting Chu as well as Bear needs to run for the hills. JH is going to be the only one remaining, or rather, Chu and JH the only one remaining as the Star Shatter connects down onto Bear. Kiwi is now back in the game, and Bleed understands that time is of the essence, yes, but they cannot be complacent. They now fall back and wait for the right opportunity to spring back in the action.
Shatters Bear's hopes and dreams just like that with the one skill. Man, the timing is on point. Jay is amazing and shows us why he's holding the highest, the trophy for the highest damage dealt in these past 2 games. Okay, well, look, Seiji is...
No, Seiji's been doing it. I mean, it's neck and neck, right, with Jay.
100%.
But Seiji has been... He like, literally set him up so that Jay could get the snipe out with the meteor/donut. Whatever that skin is. I mean, he was just completely like tearing it up. But heavy spin.
Oh, Kiwi being locked in again. Oh, being caught again. This is not good for Asteris. As long as Kiwi just keeps getting caught, Asteris lose a huge chunk of damage.
A huge chunk of damage indeed, and a huge chunk of damage was thrown back at Kiwi's face. Kiwi getting caught like that is not what Asteris wants. Honestly, this is a very, very surprising performance coming out from Kiwi. Kiwi, once again, typically has the highest KDA. I believe it's the second highest in the whole of MPL SG. So this is a huge surprise coming in into this game 3. But guess what, guys? For Asteris side, I'm just going to shrug this off, okay? Yes, it's the 3rd game, but they still have 2 more games that they can come back on. And by the way, this game is not over yet.
Yeah, not over, but still not looking good. I mean, the net worth lead at this point...
Oh no, the onwards coming from FMM didn't connect on anyone. At least Upshadow did manage to level 2, but his XP is not looking good at all. As he immediately go for the Primal Wrath, he didn't even manage to hit anyone at the point in time. And now Sagitnu and Gil, they want to focus down on the JH. His positioning, he really got really close to Bear. But now the rest of the members from the side of Asteris understands that they can no longer fight for that Lord.
Aster's having to play tower defense right now. All 3 towers stripped away from them. Lord going free to the side of Bleed. 5k gold leading in the 20-minute game. Guys, we've had 20-minute games back to back to back. These 2 teams are so darn close, and it's making things so exciting. If you look at it, I'm standing up on stream, and I don't think I'm going to be sitting down till the game's over, man.
Still neck and neck at this point. Obviously, Bleed have that advantage. Where can they potentially screw up? And I feel like with this Lord push, you know, Asteris right now, it's all hands on deck in terms of this base defense right here. But finding that opening, difficult.
Definitely difficult, as now we already have JH going down with the immortality as Seiji takes 1. The rest of Bleed, they march on. They are not going to be caring about the core just yet as Sagitnu brings Kiwi down. FFM's next, but perhaps what's not is going to be 2. As 2 goes down, the rest calls on as now the core is going to be taken by the hands of Bleed.
Cheers from the side of Bleed. That was amazing. Once again, Bleed was at the deficit. 4k gold lead down. By the way, 10 6, and then 4. It seems like we're dropping. And honestly, Bleed is looking so much more in form. This is the Bleed that I knew going into the playoff stage. This is the Bleed that was playing in the regular season. And honestly speaking, they need to keep this up because my hopes and dreams of the 3-2 is still alive.
Still alive, as are mine.